What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? What's the largest mammal you think you could knock out with a single punch? I want to thank you for posting this. I asked my husband and our answers made us laugh for a good hour. Welcome. What did you guys say? He said a cow. Point blank. I thought the question said animal, so said eagle. Then he reminded me that it's a federally protected bird and I'd go to jail. So I said turkey. He told me they are mean in the wild. So I decided I would punch an innocent farmed fat turkey. Again, I read the question and my husband made fun of me for wanting to punch birds. So ultimately I decided on a goat. Good luck with the goat. They fight by headbutting each other. Doubt any of us could knock one out with a single punch. Haha, I was thinking goat, but they can just look so mean sometimes that I'm not sure I'd want to punch one. If I didn't know it out in that one punch, I'd probably attacked lol. Also, goats have really hard heads, what with the charging and ramming and whatnot. I bet it would be pretty difficult to knock one out with a single blow. And I know that Mango punched out the horse in Blazing Saddles, but cows have pretty big heads, and I bet knocking one out with a punch would be pretty hard. Punching a goat in the head will break your hand. Well, I finally found a new Mythbusters episode. A turkey was nearly our national symbol over an eagle, FYI. Yeah, B. Frank wanted the turkey all the way. What are some things our parents don't know about you? Sweet Home Alabama. Incest equals wincest. Cousins make dozens. Sisters give blisters. What about the Habsburg jaw? I read this comment, and before even processing it enough to laugh, I saw the Confederate flag in my head and now I'm laughing like a wild animal. Thank you for that. Roll Tide. The South will rise again as a many-headed, dual-bodied, malformed incestuous colossus, where the skies are so blue. In an emergency, how many third graders could you fight off? Here's the thing. Most third graders, around 8 years old, haven't learned to deal with extreme amounts of pain. Also, the question needs to be answered if they are all coming at you at the same time, surging, or if they are coming a few at a time from an infinite supply of third graders. Let's assume they are being released 10 at a time. An adult person who is pretty well adapted to pain, especially if this is a life or death situation, would probably be able to hold for a good long time against third graders, taking into account that one hit will probably either send it away crying or injure it enough to render it useless. Also, third graders can't probably hit that hard and their tactics will be either windmill punching, kicking, or if they can get in, biting. The biting is going to do the most damage of those, so it's important that you avoid that at all costs. You have a really good reach advantage, so really you are looking at how many third graders can you continuously punch/kick, and for how long before exhaustion kicks in and you have to revert to different tactics. Biting, using elbows, small quick hits would probably conserve energy for a while. So about, let's say, 75-100 third graders before you get so tired that you just can't punch/kick anymore. You can devolve into just pushing them really hard down and giving them concussions, etc. I think the best tactic at this point would be to get on one knee and start headbutting and eye poking. You run the risk of getting overwhelmed, but they are 8-year-olds, so what, maybe 40-60 pounds each? If you start to get overwhelmed and they start clinging to you, you can Hulk out and go all berserker, stand up and start using them as blunt weapons. Pick one up and just start swinging it around like a violent ring around the rosy. You can even sing the song while spinning it around. I'd say your end will come from pure exhaustion, and at some point they are just going to overrun you. If you are on your back and feel like this is the end, start biting them back as much as possible to avoid them biting your face. Then when things start to go black, start humming the Fortnite song and they will all start flossing. Keep humming and you can get a breather for a bit and work out the kinks, then do what you can until you die. I'm going to say a person who has some cardio training could probably take on a good 150-200 before going down. All that typing is worth an upvote. Why are you gay using Ugandan accent? Who says I'm gay? You are gay. But me from Uruguay. This guy. Who says I'm gay? So who is gay? You are gay. Should I call you Mr. You are transgender. But doesn't that make you gay? Hakuna Matata. I'm sorry, the answer we were looking for was what is Lake Titicaca? On our first date my husband and I did a thing where one of us would choose a year then we'd both say what we were doing in that year of our lives. It was a great way to get to know each other. What were you doing in 2006? Jessica. Okay, that's enough, I'll F this game. Wait, it was Karen. In 06, that's when she got the tattoo. My sister. Meet her off. Fucking Karen. Exactly. I need a link. I've been on mobile and it's a pain in the ass to copy a link, so I was hoping someone else would step up. Anyways, here's the reference. I'd give you a poor person's gold if I knew how to do it. Where's the meta source? Link. If their name is an uncommon one, make sure you ask what's the correct pronunciation. Literally the first thing I said to my husband on our first date was hello, followed by a butchered attempt to say his name. He replied, what did you just call me? And up until that moment, I had never before felt the urge to jump into the nearby creek in mid-February. When I first met the girl who went on to become my best friend, she told me that I had surely misspelled my very uncommon surname on a form we were both filling out. I wasn't quite sure how to respond. I have a friend whose last name starts with K. One time she spelled it out to someone over the phone and they said, "Are you sure it's not backquote?" Makes sense. What kind of freak ever thought up K? Best part is it's pronounced ch. Damn. I have experienced this firsthand. My last name ends with Q and I've gotten used to adding there's no U at the end when spelling my name. Favorite dinosaur? Growing up sucks. People aren't nearly as eager to know what my favorite dinosaur is. It's the Gorgosaurus. You don't care. I have googled Gorgosaurus and wish to subscribe to your newsletter. It's basically just a slightly smaller T-Rex if anyone's wondering. A smaller, twinkier, Canadian T-Rex. This is the best comment I've ever read. Canada can't get anything right. Our healthcare is pretty f***ing stellar. You mean T-Rex? Blasphemy. Why do you like him better than the classic Rex? With small horns. So a chicken? Which vegetable offends you the most? Stephen Hawking. That vegetable is serving as fertilizer nowadays. I'm going to hell just reading these comments. Don't worry, we'll all be there to keep each other company. Wasn't it Mark Twain who said go to heaven for the scenery and hell for the company? Are we here already and just haven't realized it yet? Or have we? None of you should be dating anyone. Or we should all be dating each other. Only if you laughed. I laughed. Which side were you rooting for in World War II? Went on a first date and I don't know how the convo got there, but she ended up saying, you know, I think Hitler was a pretty smart guy. I was like, UHH, okay. Not arguing for or against, I was just trying to say that the statement came out of nowhere and caught me off guard. Maybe that was her intention, lol. I mean, he probably was smart, but smart people can be evil. It's like Hitler was an idiot. It's even scarier that he was evil and able to rule a nation. I dislike the evil narrative. It implies that these sorts of events or people were one-off, freak occurrences and allows people to rest easy that it could never happen again / here. This isn't to understate the reprehensible nature of what happened, of course, but he was a person as we are all people, and in my opinion true evil is the circumstances that allowing humanity to prevail, not a Machiavellian antagonist that could only have happened once. So many inhuman things have occurred during the same time period / since, and I think that when people say something is the result of pure evil, it can easily be dismissed as such, and people don't feel a need to prevent things ever again worsening to that extent, because pure evil doesn't develop, it appears, and a degrading political situation is just a trend, right? Racist force for wrong, and cause of so much suffering in the 20th century, without doubt. Pure evil? I would be hesitant to say it's so simple. The court psychologist at the Nuremberg trials in charge of finding out what was wrong with the Nazi leadership sent his results to many leading figures in psychology at the time. None of them elected to back up his findings or contribute their interpretations, because what he found was that none of the leadership he interviewed were particularly abnormal. Nobody wanted to be the guy that said Goring was normal. Same with Eichmann. The psychologist that analyzed him said he was exceptionally normal, more normal than himself. This is what's terrifying. The trouble with Eichmann was precisely that so many were like him, and that the many were neither perverted nor sadistic, that they were, and still are, terribly and terrifyingly normal. From Hannah Arendt.